It's early for me.
Oh, what's your time, Nancy?
It's six in the morning.
Oh my gosh. Good.
Yeah, but it's,
Wow.
6 in the morning isn't too bad if you sleep well. And last night I didn't sleep well, but I was really committed to make it on because I so enjoy
Oh,
you live. I also like the
yeah.
recordings, but I get so much more being live with you. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Great.
yeah. How are you?
Very good. Yeah, I'm at the moment I'm at Yoga Zone, as you can see, in
Okay,
Marbella and at the studio here.
okay, good. Are
And
you
in
open?
Spain, it's like here, like here are today 35 degrees, super hot.
Wow.
And
Where is Marbella?
it's south of Spain.
South. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So you go back and
Yeah,
forth between Spain and Berlin, in
yeah,
Marbella and Berlin. You have a dream life, my friend.
I
That
know.
is nice.
Yeah, I don't complain. I mean, it's still a lot of work because we're
Yeah.
also running here teacher trainings and
Yeah.
doing a lot of, work and yeah, wherever I am. But it's nice, here you have the ocean and
Yeah. Yeah.
nature, and in Berlin you have the culture. So it's a pretty cool mix actually.
Yeah, very good. I have a quick question for you that
Yeah,
I really enjoyed. Every session is just packed with information. Such
thanks.
an amazing course. I mean, I could take it again for sure. But the one thing that I'm presently doing is I'm only teaching for one studio right now and just a couple classes a week. And I'm in kind of a makeshift space and making it work. But I think
Yeah,
lighting is a primary issue because I just have overhead light and it
yeah,
kind of bleaches everything out. So when you said take a screenshot of your space,
yeah.
how do I do that when I'm in Zoom? How do I take a screenshot?
How do you take a screenshot in Zoom, you mean?
Yeah,
Or
when I'm using Zoom on my laptop and I'm teaching a class. How do I take a screenshot so that you could take a look at it?
ah, okay. Yeah, what computer do you use?
I have a Microsoft Surface.
Okay, yeah, with Microsoft, I'm not that familiar,
Okay.
but so let me check if I can see here something.
I could also search how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely record
Yeah.
parts of the, right? So if you have a recording of
Oh,
your session,
yeah. Even just a few minutes and I could send it to you.
then you can send it. So
Okay.
even, yeah, a few minutes or if some seconds, or yeah, it's even better if you have something which is a video. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I'll do
yeah,
that. And
yeah,
I'm not sure if, this is a permanent space that I'm in and it's just, I don't have a studio space that I can work in. So I don't have this
ah,
beautiful space like you guys do, but I
mm,
think I can make it work with a few things. And I think lighting is the biggest one, not
yeah,
because that overhead light versus those, the side pieces
yeah.
that I could put.
So what I put in the video session was that you have like, mostly you try to have one light from like what you call sunlight. If you say like here, it would come from here, so
Okay.
you see it's like a bit coming this side. So this is a bit darker than this
Okay.
side of my face.
Okay.
And then usually I don't put any light at the moment, but if I do, then I also want to make sure I have some light from the side in the back,
From the
so
side
that
and back. Okay.
my background is a bit, so here I don't have shadows because it's the daylight is like coming through. But you see, usually if I put light, then I can create a shadow here.
I see.
And so if you have light from above, so it's not the best because then your eyes get dark, gets dark, your
I,
nose. So this is like, then you have more the style of a gas station, light is coming from above, it doesn't
I
look good,
see.
so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's
usually.
not good.
So you make sure you have like one light which would in a way simulate the sunlight, the daylight, which is the headlight or the key light, we call it. And then
Okay.
one light from far away from the back. So it's like going a bit from the back into your, let's say, into this area and the shoulder, so
Okay.
that you have a bit more of a, this is coming here, and then this is in the shadow here.
Okay.
If you have this light here, then this is all in the shadow. So you make it a counter light, we call that. So
Counter
the
light.
counter light, and you know, make that a bit more lightened up this area, which would be in the shadow.
Okay. That's
And
really helpful.
yeah, and that's and then you can also put, if you don't have that, you can also take like a lamp from home or
Yeah.
something. You put it there, that you have a bit like that. This light, if even if you use the daylight, if you have a window,
Uh-huh.
and then you use this. So how's the situation in your studio at the moment? How it's like the headlight, okay, the light from the ceiling, and then what else?
Oh, you mean in my house? It's the light
No, I
from.
mean, yeah, when you use Zoom. So when you wanna
Oh,
make it
yeah.
more,
It's just one overhead light because
mm,
if I and I have the blinds of this window closed, which is unfortunate because the view is beautiful. It's too
yeah,
much light coming in.
yeah.
So
So it's direct sunlight, or
correct. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. So I have to pull that down and it's kind of like the background that you have, it's white. So I have my naturage. I could actually show you this. Well, we got to get going. I don't want to take your
yeah,
program
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because you're ready to go.
yeah,
I'll send you a screenshot and then you can
yeah.
troubleshoot it with me if you have if you have a minute. I know you're super busy, so I want to respect your,
No,
everybody
no,
else's
no, no. It's good.
time.
Yeah. So you can show me,
Yeah.
and then so if you do, you don't have shadow outside. Huh? You cannot move away then from
Not
the
really,
window.
because it's a strange setup where okay, so if I tell you where I'm shooting it from, you might find this odd. It's in a kitchen space, and I'm
Yeah. Why not?
up against a window.
Nobody knows. Huh?
Pardon me? No one can see the kitchen. All they can see is a
Yeah.
tile floor and a
Yeah. No
wall,
one.
and then that's where I'm placed. So I'm placed 90-degree relationship to the camera. My back is against the wall, and that's where the window is behind me. And in front is the kitchen, but I don't have room to back up because there's not enough distance to set the camera. So that's the only place I've figured out where it's just open space. I don't want to have a bunch of furniture and yeah. So there's a few, I might be able to reconfigure something else if you think this isn't the best, but I think it's sort of workable. If I have better light, I think it'd be okay. So
Yeah.
anyways,
So,
it's
but the light is coming from the back or from the front?
from the top.
Yeah. But the daylight, where's
Oh,
it coming
from
in?
the back, from
Ah,
behind me.
so there you have curtains.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a not curtains, but what do you call blinds that I have to shut.
Yeah, yeah, blinds. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, yeah, 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 yeah.
So you'll
So yeah, let's figure out something. Yeah,
yeah.
we look at it, and then
I'd love to be in a
so
beautiful space to be able to film. And unfortunately, where I am, I'll say one last thing on this, is that I'm
hmm,
at my parents' in Idaho. They have 200 acres here, and it's beautiful.
hmm,
I would love to be able
hmm,
to shoot out on their deck, but it has a lot of light, and so I have to figure out, well, how could I shoot out on that deck? So
hmm.
because it is
Yeah,
quite beautiful, and being in an outside, with the outside light and the outside view would be amazing. But
yeah. So
anyways,
usually you try to find something which is like a lot, or but in the shadow. So if you have daylight, you try to have something in the shadow.
something in the shadow.
Moment you have the light from, yeah, you have the light from the left side, right? It's coming in, so it's very, this where your face is very bright on this side, let's say, or like if I
Okay.
mirror you on this side. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, so the other side, you would need a counter light because the other side of your face is quite in the shadow, and this is a bit over. So let's say, can I mirror you? Is this the side where you see?
Oops, you kind of froze for a sec.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. No, is this the side is where my hand is at the moment?
Yeah, this side
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
left. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
And this is a bit bright light, so it's a lot of light, so you need to make a shadow, and then the other side you have the counter light. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, I think it makes sense, and I need to. I think I'll go outside to kind of just look at the camera and figure that out too. Like what look on Zoom, and I can tell what you're saying. But
Yeah,
yeah, it makes sense. If light's coming here, there's going to be a shadow on that side.
yeah.
Right.
So so what you can do if you have the daylight, let's say the sun is somewhere right in the air, so in the sky, and then you go, maybe you go into the shadow somewhere where, because otherwise the light is very bright. So if you look at your own face now, one side is pretty that bright, and this is a bit too much light on the bright side. And
Yeah.
then you can also use, as a, if you don't have a light outside, you can use a reflector. So if you Google that, then you will find like big shields with a metal, like with a surface or something, which is called a reflector. And
Reflector.
this reflector can, yeah, this can reflect to the opposite. So if you do like outside and you put a mat, and then you can, they usually big, those reflect, they reflect a lot of light from the opposite. So you have the you have here, and then you do the opposite, you do the reflector, and then you have both sides, like the super high daylight, and then the light which is coming more from the reflector on the other side, which is usually half of the daylight. So you
Oh,
don't want to
I
have the same, you know, you want to have 50%, you want to reflect on this side, and then you have a pretty natural look.
wow. You know a
Yeah,
lot about light and cameras, and it's incredible. Thank you.
yeah,
I really appreciate it, Kai.
yeah.
That's great. I'll send you something. I'll be on my. I teach this evening, so I'll remember beforehand just to get on and
Yeah.
see if I can bring you part
Very
of that
good.
class. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
So then we today we want to cover something which which is about events, you know. So, and at the moment we cannot do enough or something, right? In the world, it's limited. So thinking, okay, how can we do that today? And about events which are more side, like um, also where you can, or you do it, and then you can do like in the grass or in the outside. You, does it make sense? Can you
yeah.
hear me, Nancy? Yeah.
You're breaking up a lot, and I'm trying to figure out if it's on my end or your.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I have to check.
am I breaking up for you? Can you hear me pretty good? I'm gonna just I missed the last little part that you said because it
Good.
was all broken for
Actually,
me.
wait a second. Yeah,
But something about events and outside, I got.
yeah. So, like at the moment with the COVID-19, we cannot have
Oh,
those big
yes,
events
correct.
inside,
Yeah.
right? So,
Oops, frozen again. Shoot.
how do we can organize and manage events and how we share workshops and stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
And so I want to just open my screen again and show you something which I did. So this would be can you see my screen?
Yeah, look at that. How many
Yeah.
people were
So
there? My
yeah.
gosh.
So this was like in the last year or a year ago or 2 years ago was a Lululemon
Wow.
event, with 500 people. And
Yeah.
so you see me, this is me standing here, and then I had a musician and everything at the moment, but the structure and how you organize it, it's you understand. I have to switch here a bit back and forth with my, yeah, you have a question?
Kai, my I don't know if it's my internet or yours. What I should do is just get off for a second and get back behind that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna pop
maybe then
off and
you,
then come back.
yeah, yeah. If you wanna for a moment, maybe then you can.
Hang on, I can't. I'm
But
missing.
let me show you something.
Okay.
Yeah, can you? So
Yeah.
and now I show you. So I do something else. I show you a video which
Okay.
they took after. So can you see now something like a Facebook page?
Yeah, but the Facebook page is like a thumbnail and I see you bigger. Is it possible to reverse that? Make the,
Ah, wait a second. Mm, now,
it's just a thumbnail. I can see it, Kai. It's just really tiny.
yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Maybe this one. Yeah. So what about now? This is better. So this and what's good about it, it's I will start with a video that you have an impression about the event and what we did. Yeah. So I hope you can see the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And let me
I can
just,
see it. It's just a small thumbnail.
so
So you posted a video of part of your event. Kai, is there a way to make that I'm seeing the Facebook, but it's a thumbnail and your image is the big one. Oops.
so you
Okay. Out with.
get or
Oh, hold on. Something's going on.
can you see it or
I can see just a tiny
ah
thumbnail of it.
wait a second. Um, so maybe then I need this one.
Hang on, Kai. 1 second.
Here,
Hold on. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
can you see something?
It's black.
play again. Can you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, now I can see. Om the
Yeah?
beat. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that they call it On the Beat. And let's just look at the video.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it worked. So could
Wow.
you see it, Nancy?
Yes, I could. It was very
Yeah?
small, but I could see, I got the idea. Did it have music with it, Kai?
Okay.
Did it have music with it?
Yeah. So we'll the also into the maybe the link I put it also will so you was the end for Germany of Lululemon, and so I was asked to teach the like 500 people would gather, and it was a free event, and they would take care of everything, and but
Wow.
to show how a big event or like any event has structure, so you need to prepare a lot. So if you look into big events, then you have also very good running. So if you see this, right, so that would be the picture, one of the pictures of the event. So we had this guy here on the right, on at the piano is East Forest. So he came from Portland. He is like a sound, is like so not something like a DJ. So I
Mm-hmm.
DJ, I'm a sound artist, right? So and so he would come and just take care of the sound, of the ambient sound we wanted to have. Can you still understand me, Nancy?
Yes. Yes, I can. And
Yeah.
it's saying that your network bandwidth is low.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yeah. So I don't know if there's a way you can look at that or adjust that. I think I'm okay on my end, but you're
Yeah.
skipping out a lot.
No, I should be also good, but sometimes, yeah, it's happening. Let's just record it and then we
Yeah.
see. And I see that mine is also pretty strong. What I can see here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so but so to talk a bit about events, lightning here, it took us like around 4 months to 6 months to create an event like that. So
Wow.
this is of course you think about, then you want to make sure it all runs smooth,
Hmm.
and but the same also works for have like 10 things we want to look at. So, and this is what I wanted to present you today, that we just go through. So can you see that?
Kai, is there a way to switch out the images? I'm seeing you on the big screen, and I'm seeing what you're showing me as just a tiny thumbnail. I can't
Ah,
see it. If you can swap
then
those
click
two
on
out.
the tiny thumbnail. Can you
Oh,
double click
oh,
on the
yes, I
tiny
can.
thumbnail, and then
Oh, just expand it. Ah,
it will pop
brilliant.
up?
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
Good. So, and so now you see the top 10 steps to plan any event, you know. So if you think about a big event, it's the same you do. You can also events plans people, but I really ask you if you, let's say you invited to teach somewhere. It was so in the first session we had a bit the idea with I remember also Ashley and other teachers, and they said, yeah, if I'm invited to teach somewhere, so how do I do that? And this is the same structure we can follow here. So
Okay.
and what you want to do is really go and develop your objectives or your goals, and that is like you see here first self. Uh, why are you organizing this event? So it's a bit Nusara yoga.
Mm-hmm.
What is you want? And with Lulem, I said, okay, I wanna. So thought about where I was like, okay, how can I not only do the event, but also in the preparation and also in the time after, how can I use that those images create more read.
Mm-hmm.
So can are you hoping to attract 50 or 500? Like what
Yeah.
I had. You can also think next project, right? So can I do something and have like X people joining, and I want to make it a series, and I want to do it every year, and then I want to have like like an upcoming number of no. So means like we really want to have quantable metrics. It doesn't need to be success. It just needs to be a bit more that you have a clear objective, in the whole setting. That it's not just you create something. So we make sure it's all coming with a reason. Bless you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any questions to that?
No, I like the why, just the big why at the beginning. And I do have a question about and where I would imagine that a lot of these participants, it was their first time being in an Anusara, maybe in an Anusara class. Did you promote it as such?
Did
Like,
you?
did you promote it as an Anusara workshop or Anusara event, or what was the
Yeah.
name? Yeah, that
The
would be
name
helpful.
was so we were working with this music idea, and if you in cooperation with companies, let's say also I did an event with Mercedes-Benz, which is a big car dealer, and then in Germany and worldwide globally. It's a bit where I can position myself with the put it like in the description, Anusara class, and what to expect, and flowing with heart, being in the beat of the music, like having
I
this,
see.
like, so you make the dots, you arrange like how can you connect the dots,
Nice.
Sarah, and like open heart, and the beats and the music and this all was in there.
Nice.
So, but they couldn't make it like our event because it was like their event, and they invited me to work with them.
Nice.
But what I did, there were so many people, and that's what I learned from Elena. So she asked me once, "Hey Kai, do you wanna assist me?" When I was like very young Anusara teacher, so I was like, "Wow, I assist you? Yeah, sure." And then I was like, "Yeah, but how many people?" And then she said, "Yeah, 3,000."
What?
And this
Oh,
was like for an event in Paris, where she a white day, like where they had all to wear white clothes, and it was for charity reason or charity project. So, and this is then I said, how many assistants do you have then? And she said, yeah, around 50. So, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. So, and then she said, yeah, but it was not the biggest event. In Central Park, I did once 12,000 people. So it's just in your mind how many people you have
I
or
see.
how much you cover. So I had a lot from that. So 20 assistants. So that I was, because it was a super long hall in the back and I wanted, so I asked help me with that. And then I thought they would, be the embodiment, the extension of my teaching. So them to come for a workshop into my studio. I showed them the whole sequence, what I wanted to do, and then I hands-ons about Anusara. I told them about, because they were not all Anusara teachers. It was like a super gathering also. And then this whole Anusara spirit was then in the event because they knew, yeah, I told us, and this is what it's about. You can create this spirit, Anusara, or whatever you want. You can tap into the source of, just make sure everybody who is involved is the picture of your. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I'm still just having a lot. It's such great content, and I'm experiencing a lot of breakup. And I don't know. So I'm missing a
Yeah,
lot of what you're saying for, I've never had a bad connection like this. I don't know. Anyways,
yeah,
I'm catching what I
I,
can.
yeah.
Um,
So
I
let's yeah. Hmm?
I just had a question about, so you had 50 assistants and
20.
you, oh, sorry, 20, and they knew the sequence and you talked about, it sounds like specifically what the assists might look like considering what might be going on. That's pretty cool. I would love to be a part of a big event like that. And assisting is such a, you know, that's a world that now everybody's really truly missing with
Oh,
COVID.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but you can have outside events, and I think they can,
Mhm. Mhm.
just the thing I wanted to say was that you prepare everybody who is in. So we also like
Mm.
we down the assistants and me, and we did like a meditation, like a circle, and then everybody was really like also in the energy. So it's I think it's, you can do a lot of things to prepare better an event or a location which you don't know, right? So
Mhm.
I also brought in here some quotes so you can read it later. It's for the presentation. When you look into the recording again, or you just can read those, I found that's or raise a million, you know, this doesn't need to be your goals ready. So there are a lot of, so I put behind every step of those 10, I put a quote from someone who worked on events. Yeah. So that, then you can read it later a bit.
Right.
So, and it's really important to handle all the details. Yeah. So if you have an event manager, even good. You know, we had like, I think we had 10 people working on the event. Like the location was one, the music was one, the also we had a light designer running the lights. You know, so if you have something like that, super cool. You don't need all that. You can also do it yourself. But this is the same. It's the same ideas behind. So you really want to make sure your venue is managed. So even if it's a venue or you go to a studio, you have a host, you know, and you make really clear, okay, you need to take care of the venue. It needs to be clean. It needs to be da 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 da. You know, so everything. Or like we had, it was so let's say. So it was like a venue which is not often used, or it was in summer, so we made sure it's also there's fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Or in winter, you make sure it's heated, right? So, and what I realized with venues actually and studios, usually you go and then you think everything is really set. Right? If you go somewhere, does it make sense?
Yes.
So, but in my opinion, nothing is set. So it's not their fault, or it's just there's so many aspects and opportunities for surprise that you really need to make sure everything, you know everything. So it starts when I worked with this location or with Lululemon. I went 2 weeks before the event. I went to see the event, and they said, yeah, they do a lot of events. They know everything, and they super pros. I was like, yeah, I know, but I wanted to see the location before. So someone had to go with me. And then it turned out they would put the music from the stage into this long hall. And then I had a mic and nobody would understand anything in the back of the hall. So I made sure the speakers would move like into the half of the hall, and they would like, yeah, Kai, but you know, it's a lot of effort. I said, yeah, okay, what's the effort? Yeah, we need to put some cables. It's like, okay, we can do that. And so they were not super pleased, super, you know, happy, but they made it, and it made such a big difference. Or you wanna turn down the lights, so then you're surprised. Where's the light? Where's the switch? You know, so is it? Can you dim it? Yeah, you can dim it. Is it really working? Yes or no? And then we had like still. I asked, yeah, about the music, and they said, yeah, this is this guy who always works for us. I said, yeah, where is he? So he was not there. And that, I tell you, that was the only thing at the event which was not working. When he showed up on stage, and East Florist from Portland came via flight, you know, like for this event, he put in his whole equipment, didn't work. So the music was not there. So I was like, yeah, what can we do? So they had to find another cable or whatever, and then they managed within 10 minutes in the event already, they managed to bring the music on. So, but you need to really test everything you need. So let's say you have the music, make sure you want, even if you have just an iPhone, to put it on your Bluetooth, and they don't have a cable. Let's say you have those little cables here, right? Those like adapters for the music, for the audio. You know, you can be sure they don't have it at that day, or you don't find the cable, or you know it's not working, or the Bluetooth works. Make sure you test your music equipment. Make sure you test the light. Make sure you know how to turn off the light if you need it. Make sure you can put the curtains and whatever you need. So the venue management is like also, even if you have someone hosting you, it's all in your hands. So nobody will take that away from you, because you need that. So what I do is, like, usually I go before, because I need that sacred space. I need really
I
to make
see.
sure it contains. And in this case was also the back of the hall was a big curtain, and they wanted to leave it open. I was like, no, I need it closed, because I need this energy really contained. I cannot have it all going out, the energy, you know. So, and then was a long discussion, but we had that before, and then in the end they closed it. And so we had that discussion a week before in the team meeting, and then they were cool and said, yeah, let's do it. They could understand. But you cannot make that happen within 20 minutes when you come to the venue, and then you see everything is not in what I want to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you follow so far?
Yeah, no, I have a comment on that, which is even just
Yeah.
teaching a regular class, for example, if you're subbing in a different studio space, it's nice to know that space before you agree to sub, because those things, the lighting, if you're using sound, just the how you want to orient the students in the room, all of that stuff, if it's last minute, makes me highly nervous, and I'm nervous enough to be teaching in a new space. So I need to have, for me, like, it's just common sense to want to have that stuff handled before, because I have had the experience where I've run into a space last minute to sub, and I didn't know where any of those things were, and that was extra stress I didn't need to carry. So I love that you really taking care of this up front. And then the last thing is just the amount of self-agency that you are considering, to take it on yourself, not the expectation that if you're being hosted that, they're going to handle all that. Like, you have to make sure all those things are there. So thank you.
What
It's a
was
great
the
reminder.
surprise, because it didn't come through what you said?
Oh, you weren't able to hear it?
No, just this aspect.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Did you miss everything I said?
No, not everything, but just when you went to the studio to sub a class. So what happened there? What was the surprise?
The surprise was I didn't know where the lights were, and to dim it at the end, and I wanted to play a little bit of music at the end, and I didn't have that organized because I didn't have time. It was like a
Yeah.
last minute thing, and also I didn't, I just kind of flew into the space, and I felt a little I just remember feeling quite ungrounded, because I need to be in the space to feel the space before I just get in there. That's really.
Yeah, very good. You see,
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I had the same, like, experience of of stuff not working, and then I made sure, like, so I said, okay, Kai, whatever you do, if you have a new space, don't rely on anything. So just make sure you see the location before you make sure. I make sure everything works. I test everything and really be in the space and looking at
Yeah.
everything. Very good.
Good.
Yeah. So then there are some more things we can think about in a team. Also about sponsors, or we also, let's say we have not sponsors but supporters. Maybe we want to have a bit of publicity. How can we organize that? And maybe we find someone who really helps us on a volunteering basis, which is also nice.
Mm-hmm.
So then, so this is about quote again, about teamwork. And then you want to also establish your budget, which is always the same. Like, it's a venue, it's food and drinks, it's entertainment. So that's not needed that much, but decor, if you want to have something in the room, you want to make sure it's all set. And here is a lot more in it, so you can read it through. And so what they also said here, it's like it's a do-it-yourself theme maybe, or you have something you want to bring from the outside or someone who helps you with that, even better. Always good to have something like music, like a DJ. So this is more for general events here, but you can use it also. And then you want to also establish your budget. So it's a bit more this whole presentation. So also a bit more like if you plan something, you know, this is in the presentation of the session we have today, of the 8th session. This year, it's about events. Then I go there again and see, or can read it all through. That's the planning. That's the 10 steps I can follow here, because I think it's a bit, we can talk for hours, right? So it's a bit more to see how we can do it, like an overview. So the budget, when I remember also in my agency, which I was running, so we had a whole complete event department. So there were like people running events. We had like one event every year, which was for the biggest television channel in Europe. And this is there was the second television channel in Germany, and they made an event like with 3,000 people every year, and 95% of the parliament would be there. So the chancellor, even Merkel, and all the parliament, all the people would be there, and all the artists and celebrities. And so it's a huge event, and it cost approximately. So it was sponsored, but it was also. So it's run by the government. So it was like a $500,000 to $1 million event. So who can do that? Nobody, right? So
Right.
it's like what we want to do is like find moments with a small budget, but the structure is the same. So when we last year we started an event for Wanderlust, for the big festival, like a pop-up event before. And we expected like 200, 250 people. And it cost, in the end, it cost like for the studio around 1,000 euro, which is a lot of money for a studio or for a single person. But you can also run with 100 euro, or with sponsors with even €0. You can run a good event if you think about everything, because you want to make it a super successful event, or an event people would talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they have a remembering about it.
Yes.
That's what you want to have in your budget. To find volunteers, let's say, and you find in the marketing, you can use social media, which we covered in the last sessions already. Mm-hmm. And then you can use a software like, what is it called? The event software, which everybody uses. Do you know event software?
No, I don't. No, I'm not sure.
Eventbrite.
Oh, Eventbrite. Yes, of course.
You know this one?
Yes, I do. I use that
so this would be like a software. So now you off, Nancy, but if you see the recording later, so this would be an Eventbrite would be a software.
Okay.
And so then you have like the audio, video stuff you wanna cover. And so then you also wanna cover, yeah, what we call costs, which you don't plan. So let's say you put here 10%, usually 10% reserve budget into it. So that's the thing you wanna cover. It doesn't need to cost anything, but you wanna make sure it's covered in your list. Mm-hmm. So, and then fourth is to really set the date. And this is really the absolute important mantra here. Give yourself enough time. Yeah. So ideally you should have 4 to 6 months to plan. I think it doesn't matter how big your event is. It's always good to have 4 to 6 months to spread the word, in social media, to have the volunteers, to have like enough time for people to respond if you need music, and to plan everything. So, and that's very important, I think. So you check also your schedule. Is there anything in the way of that on that day which I need to consider? Can you follow, Nancy, so far? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
holiday time periods, you know that if it's like there can be a lot of um, yeah, holidays. Parents are not there, kids are not there. Religious holidays, you need to make sure everything is out of the way. So then you have the event master plan, which is very important. So you really wanna have a look at the event itself. So let's say the logistics, catering management. Um, this is the also insurance. I really can say insurance is a very, very important thing. So if you have a bigger event, you make sure with your host, even if you have a workshop, you make sure with your host, hey, is everything insured? The people I work with, do you have also the permits? And I think, because once we went in my agency times, we had an event with 1,000 people at the a very big music concert. So, and this was an after show party, and then people would, like having a beer or something still in the morning, and then they would smoke, but it was not allowed, but they would put the cigarettes on the floor, and it was a super expensive carpet, which was around 75,000 euro. And we couldn't cover that with the insurance. So, and then you're like, okay, next time, let's think about it. If something breaks, who takes care? Who's liable for that? Yeah. So it's just little things, because you also want to make sure if you have a host, if something breaks, and then you talked about it in beforehand, then then you avoid a lot of, problems.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have publicity and promotion, I think it's always good to have that. And you can even put it into event calendars, which are usually available online. So this is a pretty good thing. So you go into the Google, you check, okay, events, yoga events or yoga workshops, and usually you have also a website which promotes events like that. So that's a very good thing, not only on your website or your social media account, but also on the studio. Or let's say we have the teacher trainings with Anusara, so I make sure the teacher training is also in the Anusara website globally. So I have this there. And so with the registration, you can go with Eventbrite, as I said. And so volunteer management, if you have big event, okay, you also need someone to takes care of that. But it's, I think, more if you go in bigger numbers. So let's say, then you have a really big team.
Mm-hmm.
So detailed timeline, that's why I put this in, is super important. Really, so when we had the event, it was at 7 in the evening, and then we would the timeline would start at 11 in the morning. So maybe I can show it to you, because did I put it here, or let me just check. You can just go through. Just give me a second.
That's fine.
No, but so what we had for this event was really, it started at 11 in the morning and went through like, okay, who is driving from where to where, who is arriving when, what do they need, who's taking care, who is responsible. You can also do that in small events, right? So if you have, usually if I do little workshops, I have an assistant, I ask, and then he helps me with all the details, but I make sure it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have it, but I can also put it into the email with the material. I put also like an agenda for the event itself.
Mm-hmm.
So can you see it? The
No,
still
I
my
don't.
chart?
No, I just see create an event master plan. I don't see a timeline, but that's okay. I understand that concept. You're just really making sure that, yeah, everything is, it's kind of like when you're preparing, holiday dinner. We do that at my house where at this time we have to put the
Yeah,
potato in the oven and then we can put this in the oven and the pies go in. Like, you have to craft out the time blocks so it's clear.
exactly. Very good example. You want to really have a detailed timeline
Yeah.
and you want to have everybody in the picture. So you want to really make sure everybody knows when to be where and what to do, what's the responsibilities. And also if you need to prepare something, what's the deadline, the detailed timeline. This is just for the, not only, so you have one is like for the whole period, like for the 4 to 6 months, as you said, and one is also about the day itself.
Okay.
Yeah, and here you have again the insurance policies and registration. Where do we have people? Do you send out another email, or when does it end? It's also, so it's that's a good one. Yeah, when you say, yeah, it's all in my head, I'll be fine. But in the moment, it's like, oh my gosh, where am I? So you cannot cover everything, so you're not clear anymore, and you also then you need, it's really good to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also a quote again from a strategist, and so then book your venue. It's really good to have it first. That's the first thing you want to make sure. So the venue, that shouldn't be a problem if you have a cooperation or collaboration with a studio, and you wanna, that's stuff you wanna make sure. If you have a big event, for a small event, okay, could be good to know, how you can park there. What's the size? What's the accessibility? Where do they have to go, the people? Do you have really a logistics when people come? Then when I do workshops also with guest teachers, and they're like 200 people from all over the world, then I make really sure they know how to come from the airport, what accommodation they need to use. If you host a big teacher, let's say, then I put like on the venue they need to park or they need to come with a bus. I need to make sure with signs, okay, that's the way you have to go. Then inside there's the wardrobe, there are the toilets, that's standard, so everybody will ask you. There's the water fountain, and then this is the entrance, this is the venue, there you put your mats, this is the stage, there will be the teacher. So that's all questions people ask, so you make really sure the logistics. If you never been at this location in your life and you come from, let's say, from even from planet Mars, and what do I need to know, how do I can really follow everything, that I land on the mat and I don't need to ask a million people, because it also creates a lot of nervosity, you know. So you don't want to have that. Everybody is led into the venue, sitting on the mat finally. And also it avoids that you start super late, because everything is so chaotic. So the event never starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And so this is what we had with the event. So brand your event is a very good idea. So we had that, what we saw in the video, we said, okay, that's we call On the Beat, unforgettable yoga journey through sound and light. That was the idea of the event. And then we had a little flyer description. Okay, so this is about Anusara flowing with the heart into the music, connect. And so you want to have a quite dynamic overall theme. And so you can say on online media, you want to have a bit more of a key attention getter, means, yeah, what, you know, like a good name, something which is really, you can remember, which is branding. And that's the whole marketing seminars about also branding. How can you brand something? How can you market that people would really remember it? Do you have an example for an event where you attended and you
I do.
remember the
I do. I have an example for a retreat that I've been doing every fall with my colleague, and we do it in the fall. It's called Savor the Season. And it's a retreat that we do in Leavenworth, Washington, at this beautiful retreat center called Sleeping Lady. You went frozen again, Kai. I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that? Oh dear.
I heard that. Yeah. So you can.
Oops, you just froze again. Dear goodness.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I
yeah,
think yeah.
so we like that
So
name because it was short, and yet you can envision what that means. And it's a time to restore and, refresh for the holiday season coming up, and planting your seeds of intention for the next year.
Nancy, now you're off.
um, there you, oh, whoa. Okay, now I can see you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
It's okay.
this is.
So, yeah, you did it. Did you hear the name of the event and the tagline? Shoot, you are frozen again. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's.
Come again.
I'm just checking my Wi-Fi again. It says I'm fine, but I keep waking up so much. So it's been challenging.
Yeah. So
Catch
what was the name of?
The name of the event was, or is, because I'm doing it again in October, if everything, we're planning on doing it. It's called Savor the Season. So it's a time
nice. Super
yeah.
cool. Love
And
it.
yeah, we're planning that in October at the same retreat center we've been working at the last, this will be the third or fourth year I've been there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good one. I like it.
Thank you.
So then we move a bit forward with the when you brand your events, as you also said. It's good to brainstorm names, create a tagline. So so means a short, memorable branding slogan, like let's say what we had with the on the beat, unforgettable yoga journey through sound and light. Okay, then you know, that's what I have here. It's a journey, it's a yoga journey, something like that, that you describes the event. And you also want to have a logo. So this logo was just created for the event. It's like this like neon light things. It's also, and the colors in the back you see here, that was the, we also call it a key visual. So you will see that all the time on social media and stuff. So you have that too, Nancy? Do you have for your...
No, that's one thing we're missing. Instead of a logo, we're using a photograph of myself and my colleague, but I like the idea of a logo that's just unique to that event. So that's a great idea.
Yeah. And Canva can support you with, let me check if I can do it now.
Yeah,
So Canva is an app where you can put design and fonts and stuff. So you can design a little bit, but on an iPhone level, which is super easy. And it's fun to do it. So I show you an example. I finished something. So let's say this one is a Canva product, a Canva result, animated if you like. But the whole graphic design, I didn't do anything. I just put the dates and reopen. So it's pretty cool, I think. You don't need it animated. It's just about that you have something where you can really put a key visual into the scene. Let's say this one, right? So this is that you cannot read the text. It's not that good, maybe. Let me check for another one. Yeah, let's say this one. So this is just about the marketing webinar, right? Can you see that?
Oh, yes, that's
and
nice.
I found it on Canva. So I put it just market your authentic self. I put this all in, and this is I created in Canva. So this is a typical key visual. So you use this Buddha or whatever spiritual being.
And that image
arms, and then you go.
That image you found on Canva?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the beauty about Canva.
Okay.
There are tons of templates, and then you use just one. So it's pretty cool. They're also for seasons and for nature and photographs, and you can put another photograph also of you guys, like putting it, but it's pretty easy and fun to do it actually.
Okay. And can I ask you a quick question? You're
Sure.
Most of these, are you doing anything on paper for marketing? Like for this, for example, your event On the Beat, did you also have postcards or flyers?
Yes, flyers. We had like flyers. We used those flyers. Let me check if I can find that here. And was like the same, like key visual, On the Beat, the unforgettable journey with light and music, and then the description. and that would be it, you know. So, and yeah,
So it was consistent across whether it was paper, online.
actually, yes, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, and then when we have partnerships and sponsors, that's always good. I mean, you ask around you go with your idea, and then you ask around what's relevant. It's also good to, if you need something like food or catering or drinks or some goodies or for goodie bags, which we had also for our events. So you ask people, like some companies, are you in your area? Are you interested in supporting? Interestingly, uh, sometimes they really are, you know, they're happy to put it, and then it's really cool. Really surprised how that works.
So Lululemon put something together for every participant that was at that big event.
Like, yeah, yes,
That's cool.
yeah. Or
Nice.
you want to have something for the event. We, in our events, like in the studio, we make some this, or can you bring some finger food? And the people like to do it, you know, they like to participate, they like to spread their mouth, the word about their products, and then they can present their products. And it's usually, it's a nice collaboration, you know, even especially if it's in your neighborhood or in your area, and you also support other businesses, you know, that's a good idea. And it's in a way of uniting also the businesses and help each other.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Can I say something on that point?
Yes.
My colleague and I wanted to do something special for our participants. Every year we've had something like this goodie bag with like an essential oil and a handwritten personalized card. Because it's a small group, it's about a group of 24 people between two of us. So it's very intimate, and we're keeping it small. But this year we were thinking about doing, as part of their attendance, doing a beautiful mala. But when we got into it and found out the cost, it just seemed like it didn't make any financial sense. But this place that we're holding it, which is this retreat center, it never occurred to me that we could approach them and ask them if they might be willing to put something together for our students,
Yeah.
because they have a beautiful gift shop and they have some really nice handmade products. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask, right? It's a great way to, yeah.
And this is the thing, usually we don't even ask, but I was surprised how many people would just be general, offer something. If you, especially if you go yourself and talk to them, you know, they cannot withstand to help you in one way or another.
Yeah.
So you can also do that with the community organizations, which I put here, you know, that you have where you are, like whatever organization, like a tourist office, or you can put your flyer, or in the region you have like a board with, or the area, you know, I don't know, the trading chamber, something. So it's like there's many. If you check online, okay, what are the organizations supporting that area I'm in, then you will find a whole list, and then you can just talk to them, to 5 of them, let's say, to type to involve to 5 of the community organization. You just put an email, one will answer, or 2 will answer, one will make something happen for you.
Yeah, that is a great suggestion. It never occurred to me to do something like that, like make that contact. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
And then, put a publicity plan. Yes, of course, you want to have, you know, like if you can organize something like a newsletter. You want to have press and media connection. Can also be that there's a little, you know, local call them three, you know, they also seeking, interestingly, they're seeking for content. Usually no newspapers have them, hey, can we do a little note in your paper? You know, they very local newspapers which seeking for content. Just write them an email, call them, hi guys, we're planning this and that, and you will be surprised how much network you can organize around it, and maybe it's much more than you expected, which what they want to do in collaboration with you. Mm-hmm. You have your printed materials, as you said, like flyers, and of course you have your web page announcement, so you put it on the top. And also this publicity plan here. Also a plan means really schedule, really time deadline. Okay, when do I the partners community, eventually sponsors, when do I need to put it, when do I have to put it on my, when do I have to have it on my website, on social media and Facebook and Instagram, when do I send out the newsletter, who can help me with that, who can also share. Maybe I connect also to other teachers. Hey, can you share my event? I can go with the printed materials into the tourist offices or bureaus, and then putting it, talking to the media, and making connections here at this time, like 1 month before at least, so they have time to put it also there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and then what I think is very important, which is also said here, want to thank them. So you really want to have a post-event communication, sponsor acknowledgement, and then also the event, how it went with pictures, how great it was that they've been part of it. And you want to really, so even if you have a or once event, or you, like in your case, you have a repeating event, that's very, very also connecting with people. Very
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
About photographs? Like at that really large event that you did you make an announcement that you were taking photographs, or did you have any kind of a waiver that yes. people signed allowing yeah. you to take photographs?
Yeah, everybody had to sign it. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about taking photographs in a retreat setting where people are really there to retreat? Do you think that that's an intrusive kind of a thing, or?
I would ask, and then usually my experience is one is saying I'm not good with it, so you would keep that person out. But then you can also put it like, let's say you have like 5-day retreat or retreat, and then you say, hey, or like we have like this 1 hour, we want to do some photographs or some.
Oh,
some pictures. Is that okay for you guys? So it's all like super chat, one moment, and then done.
Okay, cool. I like that.
So like then determine day of processes. So you really want to prepare an agenda. So it's like the whole day from setup to clean up. And detail, that's what I was talking before a bit. Yeah, and no matter, wait a second, yeah, I can put here, including, you know, how small will help you feel control. That's very important. It's not about that it is under control, but you're okay. I have prepared. That's all I could do. When you later, you know, I really tried. And it was also learning, maybe. I had a learning curve in the process, and learning you did when you had this yeah, your day in the yoga studio, then you will learn for the next time. So it's really about preparing an agenda and make sure this is all super detailed. So you cannot have enough aspects written down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see, this is the one I was looking for before. So they, oh no, this is an example. You see, you want to have the audio video set up in quick volunteer for the day. Then the attendees will arrive. Then you have whatever food or whatever drinks. You have speakers or also a presentation. If you introduce someone, you want to have that also. You want to also the talking about something. Yes, good. And so then the event ends at 12 o'clock, let's say. So here I put you the one from Lululemon, which I can make a bit. So this was the whole event. So you see it started at 11. So order cab to showroom City West, you know, so it's like, even if you have to order a cab, yeah, take care of it. Who does it, you know? So it's with the question mark, it's not good, but I think they figured out then later. And pack food for flavored water. I mean, hello, this is super cool, right? So it's really a small thing, but otherwise, so if you have water there and you can put some orange, you know, and yeah, that makes a difference. So they really know, you prepared everything. So who buys the fruits, who put it there? It's all here. And then they arrive at location, and also they say, okay, when is it done, you know? So it's like you have 20 minutes, and so
Wow.
you have the technicians here, you see, and it's a big so, and you want the plants decorated everything with plants, trunk show. So they had some clothes they showed, and the sound and light, and sorry, here, sound and light, and the wardrobe, and the reception balloons. This was like just one line, but it's so. And then the big team huddle, you know, that's also very important to have a moment of so then they have my yoga assistants, what I said earlier, right? Like 1 hour before, then my assistant, right? So they opened the doors. So I made sure my assistants came before the parents. Like, who is responsible for the wardrobe, who's check in the guests, who drop off mats, unroll in big rooms. Then there were like 7 assistants just taking care of that. So it's his mats, right? Yeah. And so then the yoga class would start at 7. And this was me then with Trevor, with this music guy. Yorgo was the lighting and videographer. So And yeah, so after the event, you want to have tea and flavored water and coconut water. They had like a sponsor, it was all sponsored. And end of yoga class, we
Mm-hmm.
have like a little, I don't know where it is, but yeah. So then they would pack things, team at 9:45, and then they would unload at showrooms. Like they would bring it back at out for, you know, like from 11 to 11, 12 hours. And for one yoga class taking 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So
Wow.
that's how it's a good example how you can do it. So you,
It's a great example because I think that would eliminate, you know, just trying to manage people, your team, and just eliminate the confusion that usually happens when you have a bunch of people working for you. It's fantastic. Highly detailed. Amazing.
yeah, I have it all the time because
Mhm.
teacher trainings, I have teachers and I have a team.
And you have and in your teacher trainings, you have that listed out, like at 11 o'clock, we'll be talking about the UPs from 11 to 12 and, you know, what the content is. You do it the same way.
Exactly, you know, because yeah, because I learned that I need to do it because then everybody is like, oh, do we have, so they bring food for lunch or something. So I had that once. When is it coming? Also want to know. Says, yeah, I'll organize. I said, yeah, okay, let's talk about it. How do you organize it? And then you figure out, like in the end, oh, there's so many things not so, but it's like if you write it down with the team, okay, we start then, and where are the people, how to come, and then we up for. So it's like every event I do, every training I do, every workshop I do, every post, uh, more than myself is involved, which is in 100% of the cases, then I make sure I had a meeting before and put it all into a okay, post event reviews. That would be like the so that you survived your event. This is a very good thing. Huh? So and it's not quite over. So it's like before. So what went well? So we had also in the with the RNM we had a round a week later after everybody was generated, and then we talked about okay, what went well, what can we do better next time, what good for the team also to also, you know, take out like misunderstandings or stuff happened at the event and it was like then people would not feel good about it, and then they had the chance to talk, and then it would really organize the energy in a very nice way again, that you don't have any in the team people. And what you see with the video was a big thing to create that video, to put it out. It had 8,000 views or something, so it was like many people would look at it. And then it's also a nice thing to celebrate yourself a bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So not only with the team but also with the people. So we our trainings we put a like a nice email with really feel, you know, this is more about also engagement then. So
Nice.
there are more things you can do here. So we're running a bit out of time, but let's say that's for the moment. You can also have a bit more look at it, and it. So yeah. So you know, like I hope it made a bit sense to see, okay, this is the big event, this is a small event, these are the steps we go through, and then so also to see we have design and key visual way. So there are many different we have to cover in an event.
Yeah. It's excellent. Very thorough, Kai. Very thorough. You just froze.
Good. Yeah, so now I'm back, I hope.
Yes, you're back.
And good. So then I will put that all video again for this session, so my can have a look through where you parts, and then I also put the presentation into it. I will put also the for the video again the link, and then we are set for any events. So also feel free, everybody who is watching it, to call me or to send me an email with questions or more detail you need to know.
Thank you so much, Kai. Fantastic.
Okay, very good,
Have
Nancy.
a good day.
And then let me know how it works, yeah?
I will. Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next time, Nancy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.